Hey everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be highlighting my Winter's Orange Japanese Maple, plus a wildflower find that I found yesterday. So stick around. It's raining outside, but I thought I would highlight this Japanese maple. This is a Winter's Orange Japanese Maple. It prefers to be in morning sunlight with afternoon protection. It will grow up to 12 to 14 feet tall in about 10 years, but it does put on about, I would say, about a foot a year. And so in about 10 years, between 12 and 14 feet tall. It has, and this is why it's so pretty, I don't know if you can see it clearly or not, but I'm going to zoom in and give you a closer look. Why it's just such a pretty maple tree. See those stems? They might look red in the video, but they are more of a coralish orange color. They are very pretty. Now I think that the normal, so you can even see the older stem, is more brownish color, but not brown. It's not a dark brown. But you see the leaves are kind of a yellowish color. And I think that might be more so because of the amount of rain that we're getting. But I think that they are more on the light green side. And then in the fall they turn an orange color and a bright yellow color. So it's a very pretty tree. And again, this is a small space for it, but that's because it grows more columnar than it does wide. So it might get 12 to 14 feet tall, but the spread is probably going to be more like 6 to 8 feet wide. And I do want it to get larger in this space. And I think it'll be a pretty focal point. And then again, this will become more of a shade garden, which it gets a lot of shade. I mean, it gets protection from the afternoon sun because the west sun is that direction and the house blocks the heat of that sun. So this is a good little sheltered microclimate for a lot of things to grow. And does it get enough sun? That's an absolute yes, because this climbing rose back here, which is Perfume Breeze, the blooms on it, it's a very, very vivacious blooming. Look at that one limb, or that's not a limb, that's a little branch, but it's trying to come out more towards the morning sun. But I'm going to train it to go and flip over the fence because I love how it trails down on the other side. So I need to get that trimmed over. But it's been raining almost every day for 2 weeks, it seems. Today's a light rain, but boy, I sure was hoping to get in the soil today. The amount of plants that I have to get in the ground, I have so many, and well, if you have a lot of plants in little 4-inch pots, they do better in the ground. So having them sit in these containers is just but I did some rearranging in my patio to help with that situation, and I'll show you that right now. I actually moved some new shelving. So I've always had that little wire shelf right there for plants that I wanted to be able to see from inside. And I got this new table on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and the sides raise up. It's really more for like a bar for outside with bar stools and things like that. I don't know that it's an outdoor piece of furniture, but it's under cover of a patio roof, so I think it'll be okay. And I don't plan to have water plants over here, so I think it'll be okay. This is old, but it does come in handy, and I think I might end up painting it. But this is the, see if I can move back. I got this wire rack from inside my garage. I got this on Facebook Marketplace a couple of years ago. It came with the nice rust, as so many of those resold used products do. But I do plan on painting it. But as you can see, it makes a great stand for my plants. And this area behind me is where the sun rises. So this is going to get the beautiful early morning sunlight. So I put all my shade tolerant plants on this rack. And I can put some sun-loving ones as well because it will get enough sun. But they'll probably start growing in strange directions. Let me show you my other rack that I got and put out there to help hold my plants. Okay, this is my side yard. I've got some sun-loving plants on these little cinder blocks right here, but that's temporary. But I've picked up this off Facebook Marketplace for like $5. It's plastic, but even though it's plastic, it's pretty sturdy, and it has multiple shelf levels. So I have my sun-loving plants up in this, and this will get morning sun, midday sun, but not late afternoon sun. But it'll get bright light because it's not under cover. I'm still working on this. Oh, help me. I have an idea. This area stays so moist, and especially when it rains for a week at a time. This is just like mud over here. Besides, I have those terrible Asian jumping worms. This was like a favorite spot, I guess, of theirs because I found so many. I had put all my yard clippings over here, right here, in fact, before I put the pavers down. And those worms must have fattened up on it. There is no evidence, no sign that any grass clippings ever decomposed here. The soil is just straight mud-like, and that's because of those worms. So if I was to, well, I don't have one in my hand, but if I was to put my little digger in there, my little spade, and pull out the soil, you would be able to see just how horrible the soil consistency is over here. I mean, I probably could, well, here, let's see. I put some sand down maybe to help out with some of it, but let me just show you what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just, yuck. Well, that's a leaf. Yuck. I'm not going to do that. I don't want muddy fingers. But these little water bottles, I need to pick them up because inside they contain the worms that I find. And then I got to trash them because I will not open them up again. They reek. Oh, but all the plants are looking so pretty over here. And oh, got to show you my hydrangea. Boom. Isn't she pretty? This is an endless summer hydrangea, one of the first ones that I've ever bought. And obviously my soil is very alkaline. Now this is a new flower bed that I created. I raised it up some using the brick back, which I can do because it's a wall. It's not connected to my house, which I can cover the brick with soil. You should never, ever put your soil height high on your foundation. You need to always have it low enough where you can see the foundation. You want to be able to see that foundation at least I would say at least 2 to 3 inches of it, so that if you ever have termites, you can see their little mud trails up into because they like to go up the slab and then through that itty bitty little mortar to the brick, wherever the brick and the slab come together. That's how they get in. And so you don't want to put mulch up so high that you can't see your slab. So see, I can see my slab real good here. There's a lot of it here. Of course, I wouldn't put mulch back here anyway. I do plan on putting pebbles or like river stone, you know, something so that I can walk. I don't like the mud. And I think with the rock, we can blow it off and keep the leaves from over here. Maybe starve these little worms to death if they have nothing organic to eat. But they even eat the soil, like the real soil. They'll eat that. They eat everything. They'll eat the little casting, not castings, but the cocoons of good earthworms. They're just a ferocious little bad worm. And I will always talk about them because, you know, there's not very many things in life that I hate, but I hate Asian jumping worms. I hate what they do to the environment. I really do. Look at that wedding. This is a wedding bouquet. Haven't taken the tag off yet because I haven't put it in my little journal book. Blushing Bride. Blushing Bride. And yeah, she's pretty. Uh-oh, the rain's starting to pick up. That's a beauty berry. Hasn't bloomed yet, but it sure does have pretty leaves. Balloon flower. I think that actually might bloom really nicely. It's white. I better get back in before, yes, I have primrose growing in containers, and I know it self-seeds really, really well. But I like them. I think they're pretty, and I love wildflowers. Oh, speaking of wildflowers, let me show you. Don't look at the mess, y'all. I'm working on it, I promise. All this junk is gonna get cleared out. But I was driving, I showed a house in Keithville yesterday, and I just couldn't resist. Oh, it's there. The wind blew it over. Hold on. Well, shoot, the wind blew it over last night, and now it doesn't have any water in it. Let me take this out into the sunlight so you can see it, because I scored this on the way home yesterday. Oh my goodness. Whoops, don't fall over in my hand. But can you see those purple flowers? Oh, this is terrible. I'm doing it with one hand. It's kind of crazy. Not these purple. This is vetch. It grows wild. It's like a vine, and it can take over. I don't plan to allow it in my yard, but let me put this down. Pull this up. And squeeze these some. Here, let me zoom out a little. All right, but can you see those beautiful purple flowers? It almost looks like lavender, but it's not. This is vervain. It is a form of a verbena. And it grows, it's just in the wild, it just grabs your attention when you're driving down the street, and I just couldn't resist. It was like, you know, side of the road, growing, and I just had to have it. So I pulled over, and yeah, I wouldn't pull over on that highway, but it was kind of scary. Anyway, I need to move that pail. It's got rainwater in it, but it's too heavy for me, and Scott said he was going to move it for me. I've got to replace that white wicker table, get that out of here, and put the smaller one in so we have more space here. Anyway, but this is, I got to get water in it now. But this was my find yesterday, and I just think in flower rain, I love to pull over and get, you know, find flowers on the side of the road and get them. So let me get this some water. Okay, I put it in a glass container. See if I can go get so you can see it a little bit better. Let's put it on this little stand. I'm gonna let it just seed itself in my yard. Like, go ahead, because it is so pretty. The video's not doing it justice how much these flowers glow. They absolutely glow. And I just wish I could get that to show up, that I mean, when you're driving down the side of the road, you can't help but see these. So pretty. But they can take over in my yard. They're easy to pull up, so I had no problem pulling them up. So if they do go somewhere I don't want, I'll just take them out. But, you know, anything that grows on a roadside, I mean, that's probably a good plant to have in my yard, because it means I don't have to take care of it. You can just go wild.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I hope you found these gardening tips helpful. Remember, a beautiful garden takes patience and care, but you can achieve it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future tips and tricks. Until next time, happy gardening.